Elon Musk is the billionaire CEO of SpaceX and Tesla and was ranked by Forbes as number 21 on their list of the world's most powerful people. He went from being raised by his abusive father in the suburbs of South Africa to now being the 20th richest person in the world with a net worth of $41.1 billion. And today we're going to learn his best advice on why you should read more books. Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time!
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and every morning I bring you a shot of Entspresso to help you believe in yourself more and start your day with confidence. So good morning, I believe in you, and let's do this. Over to you, Elon Musk.
I was very, very bookish. I was reading all the time. So I was either reading, working on my computer, reading comics, playing Dungeons and Dragons, that kind of thing.
And I understand Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that wonderful book by Douglas Adams. That was a key book for you. What was it about that book that fired your imagination?
So I guess when I was in around 12 or 13, I had kind of an existential crisis, and I was reading various books on trying to figure out the meaning of life and, well, like, what does it all mean? Because it starts seeming quite meaningless. And then we happen to have like some books by Nietzsche and Schopenhauer in the house, which you should not read at age 14. It's bad. It's really negative. But then I read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which was like quite positive, I think, and it sort of highlighted an important point, which is that a lot of times the question is harder than the answer, and if you can properly phrase the question, then the answer is the easy part. And so, if to the degree that we can better understand the universe, then we better know what questions to ask, and then whatever the question is that most approximates what's the meaning of life, that's the question we could ultimately get closer to understanding. And so I thought, well, to the degree that we can expand the scope and scale of consciousness and knowledge, human knowledge, then that would be a good thing.
The fastest way to change your life is to be around the people who think like the way you want to think. Through videos, podcasts, books, courses, mentorship, events, and so on. Get obsessed with being surrounded by your heroes, and they will pull you into the world that you want to be living in. Otherwise, you stay exactly where you are. So I used to read a lot of books. Every day I used to read a lot, because it was the only way to learn. Because I realized that for me to get from where I was at to where I wanted to be, it wasn't going to come from the people around me right now. My parents are my heroes. They're on the wall behind me here. I'm 8 or 9 in that picture, and they taught me how to be a human. They gave me values, belief comes from them. But in terms of being an entrepreneur, that's not their skill set. That's not what they are. I don't want to be an entrepreneur like my parents because they aren't great entrepreneurs. And so I recognize that for me to get to where I want to be in entrepreneurship, I need to be surrounded by other people who are doing and thinking the things that I want to be doing. So I used to read a lot of books, and I still have a habit of reading every day. I try to read 10 pages a day. I'm a slow reader. So I thought I'd share some of the books that I'm going through right now. So I just finished this one by Dean Graziosi, Underdog Advantage. I'm just about to start this one, and I have a stack, so I'll read how many? 7 at a time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 at a time, and basically one book I pick up per week. So I'm gonna start reading this one tonight. Hopefully it's good. Garen Jones, Russell Brunson, Chris Gilbo, and you can see I kind of mark, oh, you can't see that, that's a bad example. Next, get out of your own way. You can see here how, oh, you can't see it here anyway. It's kind of like halfway through on this one. Robin Sharma, Stillness is the Key. And of course, guys, hey, if you're reading books, Built to Serve, you got to pick that one up. So I still read, right? I'm still going through these 10 pages for the most part every day. But I get most of my learning through videos. I have dramatically switched my learning from books to videos. And my YouTube channel, I make selfishly for myself. I love learning from all the people that I profile on all of my channels because I need it for myself because they pull me up. Elon Musk is a fantastic example because anytime I think like I'm thinking big, anytime I feel like I'm doing amazing things, I'm unstoppable, I'm untouchable, I go to someone like Elon Musk and think, man, this guy here is trying to have a backup plan for humanity in case we kill ourselves and we can all go to a different planet. And then I realized, man, I'm not thinking big at all. I'm just being the big fish in a small pond. And I think that's good. I think you need that. I think you have to be around people who are pulling you up to the world that you want to live in. You find people who are exactly doing the thing that you want to do, and then be around them more, and you'll just naturally start to think like them, act like them, have the mindset like them, and move towards living in the world that they're living in. And I think it's really important to hack how you learn. So, for example, if reading was the only way to do it, I would read. Right? Come on, this should be on top. There we go. Huh? If reading was the only way to learn, then that's what I'd be doing. That's what I was doing when I started my career, 20 years ago. I was only reading. I love videos more, so that's how I hack it. I listen to 0 podcasts. Auditory is the worst for me. For me to learn from audio only is extremely difficult. It's still doable, and if it was the only way to learn, then I'd be doing it 100% every single day, but I'd be really focused. I'd have to really pay attention and stop and slow down and listen because auditory is the worst for me. And so don't judge yourself if you don't learn really well in one way. I'm not actually a big proponent of reading. I'm a big proponent of learning. If you are a slow reader, don't worry about reading. Maybe audiobooks is the way to go. Maybe videos are the way to go. Maybe courses or mentorship or face-to-face is the way to go. Be obsessed with learning. Be obsessed with figuring out how to get from here to where you want in life and not the specific path of how to get there. Okay, so how do you do it? How do you find the people to help teach you from going from where you're at now to where you want to be in life? I've got a 3-step process I'm going to walk you through. But before that, if you want to learn to have unstoppable confidence and also learn from billionaires, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
There are just times when something is important enough, you believe in it enough that you do it in spite of the fear.
If you have a great product, lots of people will buy it. And then the company will be successful. That ended up being worse than if we had designed a car from the beginning.
Okay, how do we do it? How do we hack our learning style to learn from the people who've done what we want to do, and they will pull us from where we are now to where we want to go? 3 steps, let's go. Step number 1 is understand your who. What is your who? Who, I break it down in Built to Serve. Your who is your single most important core value. What is it? Mine is believe, right? What is it for you? Understanding what your single most important value is gives you clarity, gives you a roadmap, gives you that compass to help you make better decisions for the rest of your life. If you constantly feel like you're being pulled in a million different directions, everybody wants you to do something and you're not sure for yourself what you should be doing next, it's because you don't know what your who is. It's one of the single greatest exercises you can ever do as a human being. Figure out what your who is to give you that roadmap of clarity for life. Step number 2 is identify which 3 people are living at best. So if I look at believe, who is living at best? Who is doing the thing that I want to do? And a lot of them are here on the wall, right? I got Steve Jobs, I got my favorite entrepreneur of all time, A.P. Giannini, and I've got my parents. And even in here is a great model, right? My parents taught me to believe as a human. What does believing as a human look like? A.P. Giannini brought that to entrepreneurship, and he bet on entrepreneurs when nobody else would believe in entrepreneurs. He lent money to hardworking immigrant entrepreneurs based off of a handshake and a look in their eye, if you can imagine that. And he went on to found Bank of Italy, which later became Bank of America. And then Steve Jobs talking about having a vision and believing in your ability to go make a dent in the universe, right? These are 3 people, or in this case, a couple, where I want to emulate different pieces of. And so identify for you who are 3 people who are living the life that you want to live, even if they're not alive, right? Thankfully, my parents are still here, but these 2 have long passed. That's okay. Dead or alive, which are the 3 people who are thinking the way that you want? And then step number 3 is how can you be surrounded by them daily? How can you be around them every single day? Because your environment right now is keeping you where you are. Your environment right now is not pulling you to the place that you need to be. This is how insanely valuable a strategy it is to help build you to the person that you need to be. You have to be around these people every single day, even if they've passed on. So I can be around Elon Musk even though I've never met him. I can be around Steve Jobs even though I'm never going to meet him, right? Same thing, A.P. Giannini, I can be around him. He's a little more difficult because there's no content on him, that's in video form, which I love. So I am reading his book. I've got his ebook that I'm reading, but I can be around him every single day. Think about your physical environment, right? They're here on my wall. I'm consuming their videos. I'm reading their books. Slowly, every day, their thoughts, their mindset, the way they think and process the world is seeping into me to make me stretch and grow and get slowly to where I want to be. Because again, your environment is just keeping you where you are right now. All the people that you've been around, all the books and media that you're consuming, all of it is keeping you where you're right now. And this channel is helping you pull a little bit forward and start taking inventory of the things that are actually pulling you forward. That when you finish watching or finish reading or finish hanging out with that person, it makes you want to be better. It makes you want to do more. It makes you want to strive for a greater life than what you've got right now. And then incorporate that every single day into your life will change. Your life will change. You can't help it. If you're around Elon Musk content every single day, if he's one of your heroes and you're around Elon Musk content every single day, your life will change. You'll start to think bigger. You'll start to believe in yourself more. And so you figure out, one, what your who is, your single most important core value. Mine is believe. What's yours? The answer is in built to serve. Number two, identify who the 3 people are who are living it or who have lived it, dead or alive. And then number 3 is how can you be around those people daily, so that mindset starts to shift and seep inside you to help you live your best life. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I wanna know, who is one person that you are now gonna commit to spending more time being around, dead or alive, online or offline? Let me know who that person is. Put it down in the comments below. And if you made it this far in the video, you're still here watching, I wanna celebrate you. Believe Nation, we don't just watch videos, we do something about it. If that's you, if you commit to watching this video and then taking immediate action, give me a hashtag believe down in the comments and also tell me where you're from. I wanna celebrate you.
We gather information from other people's life experiences in a very unique way. And it's one of the reasons why people really enjoy autobiographies. It's one of the reasons why people really enjoy truly reflective, introspective thinking. Because we can pick out little gems in ourselves. So even though you might be talking in your meditation book about things that other people have talked about in meditation books, you're talking about it from your unique personal experience.
Right.
And when someone reads that or hears you say it, you get something intangible out of that.
If you want to know how Elon Musk proves people wrong, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.